Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance. And today we're revisiting one of the most controversial events currently running in Hero Wars, Alliance. Shards of the Past. Now Guardians, if you watched our review last month, you already know we weren't exactly impressed. In fact, many players felt that Shards of the Past was a step backwards compared to the events it replaced. The rewards weren't particularly exciting. Some of the requirements felt excessive. And overall, the value simply wasn't where many players wanted it to be. But things are changing. Slowly. And that's exactly what we're here to discuss today. Because this month's version has received some adjustments. The question is, are those improvements enough? Or would your resources be better saved for the major event overhaul that Nexters has already promised for next month? Let's break it all down. There are 8 task chains in this month's version of Shards of the Past. Login. Get VIP points. Spend emeralds. Fight in Grand Arena. Fight Hydra. Spend Runestones. Earn guild activity. And kill realm monsters. Let's go through them one by one. The login task is exactly what you'd expect. Simply log in each day and collect some battle pass trophies and artifact coins. Easy. Free. No complaints there. The VIP points task is aimed at spenders and rewards additional artifact coins alongside a small number of relic shards for reaching certain thresholds. Nothing particularly surprising here. The spend emeralds task follows a similar structure. You'll receive artifact coins and battle pass trophies as you progress through the milestones. Now Guardians, this is where planning becomes important. There are currently no major sales attached to this event. So unless you're specifically targeting something from the talisman shop, we wouldn't recommend spending huge amounts of emeralds simply for event progress. If you are chasing a talisman, then the reward box on the right side of the event screen is probably your best option. On average, players can expect roughly 1 talisman coin per emerald spent, although luck will always play a role. But remember something important. Most of these talismans are already available through the Eternal Frontier merchant for 700,000 coins whenever they rotate into the shop. So before spending real money, make sure you're not paying for something you could obtain later through regular gameplay. Next we have the Grand Arena task. Players can complete up to 15 Grand Arena battles during the event to earn Battle Pass trophies and Rune spheres. The rewards are decent. The problem is the cost. You receive 5 free Grand Arena battles per day. To fully complete the task chain, you'll need to spend additional emeralds every day. For some players that's acceptable. For others, it may not be worth the investment. Hydra, on the other hand, is a very welcome addition. It's free to play friendly, easy to complete, and rewards players with artifact coins, battle pass trophies and even some relic shards. 9 Hydra attacks across the event is a very manageable requirement, making this one of the better task chains available. Then we reach what remains one of the event's biggest disappointments. The Spend Runestones task. Unfortunately, this hasn't changed at all from last month. Players are still expected to spend 500,000 Runestones to complete the chain. And Guardians. That's a significant investment. The rewards include artifact coins, battle pass trophies and talisman resources. But the value proposition still feels questionable. Especially when we already know that Nexters plans to completely overhaul events next month. That creates a very important decision. Do you spend those resources now? Or do you wait to see what the future brings? Only you can answer that question based on your account's needs. But it is certainly something worth considering. Now let's talk about the biggest improvement in the entire event. Guild activity. Last month, players were asked to train enormous numbers of troops. The requirements were excessive. The rewards weren't impressive. And many players simply ignored the task altogether. This month, that task has been replaced by a daily requirement to earn guild activity and guardians. This is a huge improvement. It's easier. It's more realistic. And it fits naturally into what players are already doing every day. The task also provides relic shards, making it one of the more attractive chains in the event. Credit where it's due. This is a genuinely positive change. Finally, we arrive at the Realm Monsters task. If you've been following our recent event reviews, you'll know we've been critical of many realm-related objectives. The requirements were often far too high for the rewards being offered. Thankfully, this task has also improved. Instead of asking players to defeat 55 monsters every day, the requirement has been reduced to just 25 monsters across the entire 3-day event. That's a dramatic improvement. The rewards include rune spheres and relic shards, making the task worth completing. In fact, if relic shards are your priority, you can even stop at 19 monsters and still collect the most important rewards. And honestly, guardians. This is exactly the type of adjustment players have been asking for. Reasonable requirements. Reasonable rewards. Reasonable effort. So where does that leave us? Well, Shards of the Past is still not a fantastic event. Let's be honest about that. But it is better than it was. The guild activity change is a major improvement. The monster task is significantly more reasonable. And overall, the event feels less frustrating than its previous version. Does that mean you should spend heavily? Not necessarily. Because looming over all of this is the biggest question of all. Next month? Nexters has already confirmed that the event system will undergo major changes. We know the current format is not staying forever. We know new structures are coming. And we know the old events aren't returning. So Guardians. This event ultimately becomes a question of patience versus immediate value. Do you take the resources available today? Or do you save and wait for whatever arrives next month? Whatever you decide, make sure it's part of a plan. Because smart resource management remains one of the most important skills in Hero Wars. Stay tuned, stay sharp. And as always, salute and friendship.